Welcome to the EUphoria podcast.
It's Wadid and me, and our guests today are Drakos and Deficio. The podcast is available on YouTube with video, but also on iTunes and SoundCloud.
There we go. That was perfect. That looked very hard to say.
Oh, that was so... I didn't know when I started.
Good. I love you, Wadid especially. We were told, like, I don't know how this is going to look for people at home, but we were like, okay, give him 5 seconds of silence. Wadid comes in, he's sitting, hello. Welcome.
Wadid, you did a great job right there.
You gotta
work back.
Okay, my bad, guys, my bad. It's all me. He only said, welcome. It's podcast. And then I thought he was still talking. I thought he would say something, like introduce us at least. And then it's all me.
I think it was a great intro. That's one of our best intros. Drakos, what do you got there?
Okay, so you hit the stuff, which is good. We also have a bet update. So you may have noticed yesterday that I was dressed up like a cheerleader after losing. We have some footage from that day that I'd love to show you, gentlemen. I'm gonna just stand up and stand in the middle of you guys, so I think that's probably easier.
You got to describe it for everyone at home who's
Yeah,
not
so
watching.
I had a nice blue and yellow spliced cheerleading costume to help support EUphoria, and we came up with some high-quality original cheers, including...
it's you.
It is me. Are you guys ready for this? This is going to be severely uncomfortable.
Showing a lot of skin.
You can see this on live video. We'll put something out for it on Twitter.
Butch when you walk on.
All right.
Oh my
Give
god.
me a D. Give me an O. Give me a G. What does that spell? EUphoria.
Oh my god, no!
Okay, just give me some dances now.
Oh my god. Did Wamne do that? No, you lost the bet.
He
I lost the
bet.
bet, so I had to do that.
So to describe it to everyone at home, Drakos showed a lot of skin.
A lot of skin.
He showed a lot of belly,
lot of
specifically. It was a
belly,
very
yes.
tight cheerleader outfit.
It looked cool though.
And you tried to do a cartwheel, and you tried to do the cheering.
Yeah, so you guys didn't see it in that clip, but there's a cartwheel too, which we'll show to everyone who wants to watch this afterwards. But there was a cartwheel attempt. It was good. We got close. We're going to use the creative magic of video editing to make it an actual cartwheel, but that was probably the worst bet I've ever had.
Well,
I would argue.
That's your fault for losing that one. We do have another bet that's going to be resolved this week. Memento and Drakos lost.
Yeah.
What was it, Misfits versus G2 bet?
Oh yeah, that was the one where we bet on G2.
Memento said 100% G2 is the best team in Europe. They will for sure win. There's zero chance Misfits can even do anything. And Drakos jumped in because he likes to jump on the bandwagon. And of course, Jankos and myself, we went with Misfits. We won.
Not jumping on a bandwagon.
So, well, whatever. Danish onesies for you and Memento.
Yep.
Video apologizing to Misfits.
And Denmark.
Praising Denmark.
Yep.
And then dancing for 5 seconds with a champion dance. We have not decided yet which one.
We'll put out a Twitter poll.
I will put it out. I should have done it
There were a
yesterday.
ton of answers. People gave us a ton of answers, so there will be a Twitter poll. But those are our bet updates.
We gotta ask about the shirts though.
We gotta ask. Yeah, this is lovely. I love the attire. Now, usually we tell our guests not to wear jerseys. I think this is the one exception. Why don't you guys talk to us a little bit about the lovely attire that you've got going on today?
I mean, as you can see, we came back from Rift Rivals and we still love Europe and we thought we are all allies against NA. And that's why we lost 2 games this week, because we thought that we are still, we wanted to be nice to our European friends, right?
You're giving wins to Europe.
Yeah, like, it's all good, right? Europe is winning, come on. And then the second reason is that Wadid didn't have any t-shirts. So
No t-shirts at all.
So he said that he will just wear the jersey. So I said then I will just stick with Wadid, so it's not a bit weird. So I bring my jersey of Rift Rivals.
So you're just so friendly.
Yeah.
Simply. How do you not have any t-shirts?
Well, I came back to the Europe like in 5 days or like 4 days, and I didn't wash all my clothes, so.
Then wash.
I was confused because I was like, do you just legitimately not own any shirts other than jerseys at this point in your career? You're like, nope, 6 G2 jerseys. We go through it every week. Every day I have off, I wear the 100 Thieves jersey.
Okay, so you didn't wash yet.
Yeah, and also there is one more reason that I wear 100 Thieves jersey is like they are first place in NALCS.
It's true.
And we are second place, so I'm gonna be the best.
That's true. You are now the best in North America. They actually came back from Rift Rivals where they were terrible. Got Sunday back in and then they beat TSM.
Okay, but I didn't watch that game. I had really difficult time to sleep after the Misfits game, and I couldn't sleep all night. So when I came back yesterday, after the Giants game, which was really hard to...
Yeah, that was even worse.
I slept 12 hours, and I just woke up, hello guys. And I didn't watch the game, but I saw the post-game like kind of screen, and I saw Alistar, Talia, but I didn't see any, super anything, and Greek was like the Alistar, but I didn't see any AD carry. So they played super Talia.
Yep.
And I didn't watch the game, but how does it make sense?
Snowball.
Oh.
Really high amount
have
of
to
burst
kill enemy
damage.
mid lane, probably.
Well, I mean, you have high burst damage if you have CC to set up with the knockback, and you can use ulti to go side lanes, a little bit like Kai'Sa can do. I don't really like it personally, but it is very good in the mid game. Late game, there was against the Mundo.
Yeah.
You have Funnel Talia versus Mundo and a
And
Heimerdinger,
Heimer,
so it's like he just never died, and they just ran over them. And Rio actually did really well on Vladimir. So 100 Thieves deserved to win that game. TSM, some issues. Watching Sven play Heimerdinger was...
He was a good Heimerdinger, but also,
he was good for 20 minutes. In the very last team fight, he put down the empowered cannon, which dealt negative damage to a Mundo. So that was pretty useless. You definitely want to use the grenade late game, not the cannon or the missiles.
Definitely true. So one other question I want to ask, because I was just thinking about this, and I was just going to ask this to Wadid, as someone who's like moved to Europe and adapted to Europe, but I'm actually curious what you guys think too. What is the weirdest thing about living in Berlin that you've like experienced? Like the weirdest thing to get used to? I know you're back living in Denmark now, but you lived here for a while. But what was like the one thing when you came to live in Berlin that just threw you off, that you were just like not ready for? Because it's kind of a weird city.
I personally think it's not, because maybe I don't care about that much.
I mean, okay, so I guess we don't go out, do we?
So you just sit in the game?
I think what he meant is that it's not weird for him because he's still in the house and he doesn't leave the house, so he doesn't mind it. I mean, for me, it's kind of the same, to be honest. Like, we don't really go out much when we do. I think what's different about Berlin than I know other cities, that there is a lot of people from all around the world.
It's very international.
Because it's international. And also there's a lot of weird people on the street.
That's kind of what I was looking for. It's like,
and
you know,
like
people.
there is like weird people. Like Luca told me a story where he was just walking down from the gym to the gaming house, and then there was like a guy like pretending to be a chicken, and like on the street, and he would like walk up to Luca and like and like Luca would go like scared and like freaked out because what
Yeah, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, you know, like why is this guy doing that? Like he doesn't have a costume. Like why is he like? And he was old guy as well. He was not a new, like a young guy. You know, he was like apparently he's like 40s or 50s or maybe even like just not that young. And like he was just running around like So yeah, it was experience for Luca for sure.
You've never seen any of that, Wadid?
I mean, for sure not. It's like, it's really weird. Actually, I saw one random grandma, like, I don't know how it's called, but like some random girl from the window just shake hands to me.
Just
and
waving?
like, yeah, waving like to me. And like, I was like, okay, so I need to react. Like, she's trying to be nice to me, you know? So like, oh yeah, hey there, and like, you're like trying to shake our hands for like good 5 minutes.
Damn, okay.
It was
5 minutes?
At some point you gotta stop,
waving
and
at this
just
woman?
like,
Yeah, I mean, hey, and like, just keep doing that, and like, okay, so yeah, yeah, hey there, yeah, I know that, yeah, and like, yeah.
So even within the gaming house, you will find something strange.
Yeah, even if you never leave your house,
interesting.
Berlin, still the uncomfortable 5 minutes of waving.
Definitely one of the weirdest things about Berlin is you never know why people do what they do, like the weird things. You don't know if they're drunk or if whatever's
something
happened.
else, yeah.
You know, the one thing always for me, it always annoyed me a little bit was whenever I went to my supermarket, outside the supermarket there would be a group of like 10, 15, like 20 to 30-year-olds with, you know, like giant spiky hair, leather outfits and everything. And they just sit on the ground and they drink beer and play super loud techno music. And then they have like 10 dogs as well around them, and they just sit right in front of the supermarket. Every time.
I know exactly what Mark you're talking about. I live right next to where he used to live, and
Right,
I know
yeah.
exactly what you're talking about.
They always sit there, and I was like, it's so weird because whenever you walk
When
by,
you're
they
al-
like want to.
You're allowed to
talk
drink
you
on
and
the
stuff.
street in Berlin. You can drink pretty much anywhere you
Yeah,
want.
but why right in front of the supermarket?
So,
with
but
loud techno
that
and
means you can
dog?
take the party everywhere, Martin.
Yeah,
Why are you trying to shut these people down? That's the question.
it's the only
you can go
one.
anywhere. You can party anywhere.
They could just sit like somewhere else, but right in front of the supermarket where everyone needs to go in.
That
now.
Biomart is a kicking place
It
to
is.
be. Okay?
That's the market. They love it. Oh man, that is the one thing I was like, man, this is Berlin for sure.
I mean, it's really close to get booze, right? I mean, they just have to stand up
That's
and
true.
go
They
to
just
the
go straight in
supermarket,
and
yeah.
buy
I wonder-
beer.
People just aren't phased. It's just like a different thing. Growing up not in Berlin and seeing that is so odd, but I imagine that everyone else is like, what are you talking about? That's just like par for the course.
Now it is normal because I mean, when you live there for a couple of years and you see it
true.
every time. So.
True. You're surprised when they're not there. You're concerned.
Yeah, like, what happened?
Are they sick? Something wrong?
must find them.
Yeah,
It's 3 p.m. Why aren't they drunk yet?
Maybe they're just trying to be in the group. Maybe like.
I mean, definitely.
Yeah, when you're not in the group, like you're trying to be like weird or like something like really
Trying to be
annoying.
unique.
I mean, I think
Special.
if there
Yeah.
would be like a one guy sitting there with like techno music and getting drunk in front of a supermarket.
Definitely have seen that one as well.
Yeah, I mean,
The loud techno music will follow me around in Berlin.
It's definitely true. One last thing before we go on to the first topic of the day. Wadid, you brought gifts as well as an item for show and tell. I think it's safe to say if you want to go over and grab it.
Yeah, sure.
I feel bad now because I didn't have anything. So the gifts are from us, okay?
Did you even play the 2v2 at all? Or was it Wonder and Perks?
No, it was 100 perks.
And they lost, didn't
And
they?
they won.
They
Oh,
won.
they won.
It was against 100 Thieves.
This is my gift.
Ooh.
I mean, this is not a gift, but I just
This
bring
show
it.
and tell.
I'll
yeah,
take your
yeah. I
belt
mean, we,
too.
don't get me wrong. We want that belt,
You
but
can
you don't
put
have
it
to.
over there.
You just
Yeah,
put-
so after going
There we
0-2 and losing to Giants and
Well-
against Misfits, best in the West.
So
yeah.
it's 5v5, but this is 2v2 belt, so I really don't care.
It's true, yeah. Budidas brought his belt from Rift Rivals, which, by the way, is the coolest trophy
I think we've
slash
ever
reward
made.
we've ever made.
Ever made.
In the EULCS, we have a trophy that looks really strange, and we don't need to hype up too much. And then we get this crazy belt from a 2v2 tournament. It's actually crazy. Who knows? Maybe next time we get a 1v1 jungle or something, and
Yeah,
you
that
get
would
a
be really
belt.
cool, by the way.
That would be nice.
But also, these noodles are going to be super tasty.
There's what are these? Spicy noodles?
Yeah, it's cool like challenge noodle for you guys maybe. Korean like spicy challenge noodle is pretty spicy to maybe you guys, but also for me it's pretty spicy. So
Oh no.
yeah,
I'm so bad at spicy food.
you can try it. I mean, it's good. It's good. So
I will definitely
I'm
try it.
super excited.
I think I've seen the Korean pro players eat this at international tournaments,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like they typically bring a lot of like cup noodles over. Hot chicken flavor ramen. Does sound
I think he bought a big box of it, and then each one of us ate one as the challenge, and then no one touched them again.
was it that bad?
No, it's not that bad. It's spicy.
Oh.
It's spicy, yeah.
Yeah, so
Oh, great.
I mean, the big old cup noodles too. That's
Thank
what I
you,
like.
Wadid.
They're not the little ones either. Thank you, Wadid. You
Yeah,
got us the giant ramen ones.
Oh. All right.
Also, the advertising for any kind of Korean product, any kind of product in Asia is always so funny to me because it's so different. Because we just have there's like chicken in this, but like for whatever reason, the way that they sell it is also like cartoon chicken.
That's eating the ramen.
That's eating the ramen, which
Oh,
is
yeah.
like it's kind of messed up when you think about it.
yeah.
That's true. That's true. And Jankos, you didn't bring us anything.
I mean, I came here.
That's the one thing that
I bring it myself, okay?
Sick, man. Like, oh my god.
He brought you the infamous uncomfortable silence after you say that to
I-
a
I-
Yeah,
like
after
it.
you said like, thank you, I did. Thank you, I did. Yeah.
All right. So, actually, speaking of Wadid, Jankos, we've had you on before, and we've talked a lot about kind of your story.
You
but,
can leave now.
Wadid, we want to know a little bit more about you coming in and your experience. I mean, you played on Rocket, you played on G2, before the LCS as well. So we kind of just, I think, today want to learn a little bit more about you as a person,
Right.
you as a player.
A little bit of backstory as well. And the reason we find this so interesting, like trying to learn about your story, is when you came to Europe, I had a call with Grabs, of course, who was the Rocket coach, now the G2 coach, and he told me that they signed a Korean import in support. And I was like, oh, okay, maybe Mad Life or something like that.
Is Mata coming back?
Yeah, who is it? You know, that's going to be great. And he's like, his name is Wadid. And I'm like, who's Wadid? Is that some random Korean player or something? And then your name was actually random Korean when you got to Europe, because all of Reddit just said, who is this random Korean? So where do you come from? What happened? Like,
Okay, so I was played in Korea Challenger Series team, and it was my own team. I made that team
Okay.
to the Challenger Series, and then we were like pretty fine, but not into like promotion or something. We were in like playoffs, but not that high, you know. We got blocked by winners, the ever 8 winners. Right
Okay.
now there are, like, I don't know what team is right now. I mean, they're still winners
Yeah.
in the Challenger Series, and yeah, after that I was like pretty disappointed by our like performances, and I tried to like find a new team, and I joined to Spanu Korea, which is like, it was LCK team, and that was my first time experiencing like professional team, like really professional.
Like in the gaming
Yeah,
houses.
gaming house and stuff. Yeah, and it was really good experience. And after 1 month, randomly our team got like destroyed by our CEO, like because
Okay.
he like it was kind of like around some merchandise, like it was like Spanu, and the merchandise was like randomly like so bad, and he go to the jail, and then
Okay. Wow. Damn.
yeah, and then our team randomly, oh yeah, so our CEO went to the jail, so yeah, our team is doomed. So bye bye guys, and there was a Flawless there. You know the Flawless in the RW.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was really good player. He was main player, and he decided to go to China team. And our team was like, okay, sure, like then we are doomed. So I tried to find new team, and I got some chance to try out a lot of teams.
In Korea here or in the
I
world?
mean, in Korea as well, and I got the like a tryout. You wanna try out randomly? Like when I was try hard in solo queue with Imp, and I got chance to try out, and then I flew to the Germany to try out, and it was pretty insane decision from me, and yeah, I got it. So it was really insane.
So for you, Jankos, had you ever heard of him at all before he came to Europe? Was this like a guy that like other teams were scouting? Or is this the Roccat Classic where
What
you're
if I
like,
would-
where did these guys come from?
What if I would
Roccat?
tell you that I never heard of him until he joined G2? Yeah, I mean, I never heard of, you know, my Wadid here before he joined Roccat. Before he joined.
Yeah, it was Roccat, yeah.
Exactly. So, you know, but he played pretty well. So, and now he's one of the best, if not the best support in Europe.
I mean, that's why the story is so cool, because the only thing I remember being told back then was that Imp had like recommended you, I believe.
yeah,
And then, like that was one of the reasons that I guess Roccat was aware that you were looking for a team, and then they contacted you and like asked you to come to Germany. And this was what, 2015?
2016, right? Wait, no.
2017.
2017.
I think.
It's he only came in 2017.
Last
Wait, you only been here for 2 years?
Yeah, what?
It's only 1 year and a half.
Well, I feel like he's been here for like more.
Yeah, he was here all last year with Roccat, him and Hyun.
That's true. You're right. I
Yeah.
kind of feel like you were here a year before that as
I mean,
well.
I'm kind of rookie.
Kind
It
of.
was my first time in international tournament revivals, and it was my first final at the spring split. And
That's
yeah.
true.
Well, that was true. The imp recommended me, but it was really weird story as well. When I was playing solo queue without like any team, like I was so hopeless, and I actually quit my home, and I tried to really focus in game only, and I tried to climb Korean Challenger ladder really hard, and randomly Imp added me, like really randomly, and I was random player as well, you know. And then like Imp randomly added me, and oh yeah, you want a duo queue? Like, I was like, sure, yeah, but aren't you Imp? And he said, yes, yeah, let's do a voice talk. And I was like, oh well, maybe he's like fake Imp, you know? Like, why Imp wants to duo queue with random, you know? So like when I started to voice chat with him, like, oh yeah, it's real Imp actually, you know? Like I can hear some like Chinese around
Right.
him, like oh yeah, sure, like now it's time to like be more serious in Sonic, and like I got a lot of points, and yeah, I got chance.
And you said you left home to do this, like when you practiced, or?
You said you quit home.
Yeah,
What?
I left. Yeah, I left home by myself because when you usually in your home, like you feel more comfort and
Right, so you want to practice outside of it.
yeah, exactly. And I went to Seoul, and then I got small room, like it's really small room, and like I was like, completely on league only. It was for like 2 months.
Dang.
Such a
that's
good story,
commitment.
man.
I also love the idea that there are people on the Korean Challenger ladder catfishing people to be imp. Yeah, like, I swear I'm imp, buddy. Let's duo queue.
But still, man, like such a commitment. Like you leave home, you move to Seoul, you get a 1-room apartment, you just practice. You randomly meet Imp, start playing with him. You get an offer from Rocket, and you say yes to go to Germany. Like everything there is actually so insane. How it ended up with you being now on G2 Esports, you know, being in the final in Copenhagen and considered one of the best supports. Like.
And the story has to end that he will win the championship.
I mean, this is when you have to win Worlds.
Yeah.
Right? It has to go that way.
So I'm still in the
sure.
team with him, so I hope we will win now. Because
Yeah.
the story just has to end with him winning Europe and maybe World Finals.
And I feel bad for you,
could be the
Jankos.
supporting cast.
Because your story is probably not as cool. You just
Yeah,
knocked out this great team
yeah.
many years ago called NIP and denied them entrance into the LCS
Yeah.
on KMT, and that's how Jankos made it in.
Do you
Horrible
think it might
time.
be time to let him go?
Terrible
Maybe?
time.
You think it's been enough time? You can
Maybe.
let go of old grudges there, old wounds, Deficio?
Do you have a great story, Jankos, or is it just play a lot of solo
No,
queue?
never
got in?
quit home, never quit anything, just playing some solo queue and just being good enough, I guess, to just become a European challenger. And
There you go.
That's the thing, is people
Two
aren't-
paths.
People,
I have more addition on my story.
Okay.
Like,
all right.
Like, for example, like a lot of Korean imports bring some translator or like one more import to be in comfort.
Yeah.
But I didn't even like bring translator or Korean import or like English study group or something, you know. Like
But
I
your
just
English
did
is
it.
really good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why, but it happened. I seriously, I don't know why. But the only one thing I can say is like, I finished my high school compared to like other pro players. Like they usually quit high school to be in a pro player scene. But I actually finished my high school and I tried to be in a college and I failed and yeah. Maybe that's why, but still, you know.
It's cool. How was the first year then in Europe, like on Rocket?
I mean, it was pretty tough because in Korea you don't have any chance to talk in English usually. You know, like it's really weird. And when I was trying to say in English, and it was so weird because there's no R and the V, and like a lot of sounds are not exist in Korean. And I was like trying to like copy them and. Well, at least I had really good teammates like Maxlo and Yarnan, which is like they're not annoying to like just learn from them, and they are like really open-minded, and yeah, they were really good teammates. Not like Jankos.
You don't want to learn from Jankos.
I'm not a nice guy.
I got a lot of English for him, like he's support king. So
It's true.
Jankos is a support king.
Yeah, he
though.
is.
That's actually a good chance. Let's talk a little bit about, you know that the world now considers you, I've decided that the world has decided this, the number one Braum. Sit down, LCK supports, step aside, rest of the world, it's the Braum king. Do you want to give us your like official Braum guide for all those kids at home? Do you want to like let us know what the secret is? Because you're like one half of the funnel king duo. Like this is the best bot lane in the
It's
West
true.
right
I
here.
mean, I
That's what
think-
D, but you're part of
okay.
the best funnel.
Give us the guide.
Okay, so I think it started when I was in H2K, and I played with Vander back then, right? And he was not as good Braum as Miffy. So every time we would, discuss the game or like the CS games, we would kind of try to teach Vander how to play Braum better.
So you were trying to do that.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, it's easy. Or like, it's not easy to like play the game, but it's easy to like see the game and understand why is he doing something and what he should be doing better, right? So then, it paid off 2 years after when I have to play Braum mid lane, and I kind of know how to play it. And yeah, obviously I'm not like the best Braum, but it's just like it's really fun though.
We have it written down here.
So-
Best Braum.
Okay, then
For,
the best
for
Braum.
all the viewers at home who wants to be like you and play Braum, can you like give them some tips? The Jankos guide to how to properly
Yeah,
play
that's
Braum.
what we're calling this. This is the official Jankos Braum guide right here.
I mean, first of all, you have to have a dog, right? So my dog is Luka Perkovic, and he's just there to hit minions whenever you cannot fight.
Uh-huh.
So you know, we need to have someone to like feed, right? Because
Yeah,
you
yeah,
as
yeah.
Braum, if you get fed,
Because
it doesn't really
yeah, I
make
mean, it doesn't
any-
mean
You're the human. You
Like,
feel-
you're the
are
human.
like-
you feed your dog. Yeah, that makes
exactly.
sense.
So when the dog grows up a bit, then he can fight people. So when Luca grows up, he can actually like go in, and you know I'm here to protect him whenever he needs me. And that's the Braum guide, you know. You just need to have a dog, fed him a little bit, run around the map, make sure that your teammates don't die, and your dog grows up.
That's a great guide. It's gonna be hard to find someone who wants to be your dog, but
But if you find
there's actually no in-game tips here at all. It's just
This is like
Yeah.
give him the
life.
farm.
yeah, I mean, to be honest, if you want like to hear some, I mean, that would be more about Gold Funnel and not only
No.
about Braum himself.
But
Like skill combo.
Yeah, the
Like,
combo.
I can say like there is on serious note there is really insane combo in Braum. Like actually most of pro players even don't know about this combo.
Ooh.
Because
Actually, when Miffy
I
saw it, he
also-
was like, oh, it's
Yeah.
Do
insane.
you know the
yeah.
combo?
I mean,
I know the
saw
combo,
it,
but I
yeah.
never did it.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
okay.
I showed this combo to Mithy, and Mithy was like, "What? How can you do this? You know, this combo is broken." He said, and I was like, "Okay, sure." But I also learned.
Okay, it will sound really funny because it's like.
I mean, we need to know what
it's
the
just
combo is.
legal, but yeah, okay,
Are you gonna reveal the secret combo? Can you
Yeah, but more additional. Like I even didn't know before when I came in Europe, and I learned from random EU support. Like it was so random. It was Diamond 1 solo queue, and he was doing that. I was like so shocked, like because our ADC is dying to that like 5 times in a row. So, so the combo is WEQ and WER. That's the basic combo.
EQ.
Yeah.
Okay, so the whole combo
WER.
is that you press the W when you want to jump to the minion or your teammate, and you press E middle jump so that the R or the Q animation cancels. So the R and Q is instant after you W to the minion. And people don't know about it because
Yeah.
it's honestly not easy to do. I never did it, but I never tried
Yeah,
it
it's hard.
either.
It's hard because.
But it
you-
just
yeah.
sounds funny because it's
Yeah,
W,
yeah.
E, Q.
Yeah, it
or
sounds
W,
simple,
E.
but it makes sense.
Can I
I'm
show
not.
this? Yeah, I can actually show this. Like maybe if you just do W and R or Q, it's like
And then he
Yeah.
does it. Yeah.
like this.
For
no?
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, but if
I love
you do
the
this
pantomime,
combo,
by the way.
Oh,
Oh.
man, people gotta watch the
this
video
is
here.
good.
you understand, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
way
yeah.
more
The
different.
pantomime
like,
is
in pro
sick.
scene. Like
You
it's
have
way
to
more
watch the
different,
video.
You know? Like it's completely different. Like it's really different.
Oh, we're
I
gonna
mean,
see so many people
Okay,
try this
so
in
it's
solo queue.
animation cancels. That's great because I had legitimately thought you're just the greatest troll of all time. I actually, you're like, people don't understand. I just learned this. You leap to the minion, so you're next to them, and then you push Q, and you throw your ulti. I was like, are we serious right now? Did we spend 3 minutes to have
With
you
the
just troll
animation
me?
cancel. That makes
Something
sense.
something you have to add though, not always you want to cancel your animation. Because you know the combo makes you waste E. Unless you are
Yes.
like in the middle of the team fight and you want to, let's say, peel for your dog, which is Luca in my
Luca,
you know,
a dog.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
in-
got it.
yeah, exactly. So in this situation, you know, I can WER and then I can block some damage, but also I cancel the ult animation or cancel the Q animation, whichever I choose. But sometimes you don't want to do that because sometimes you do that, then you waste your E and you don't really soak any damage. So as a professional Braum player, I have to add right now that not always you want to use the E as the cancel. Sometimes you want to use WR to peel or to engage the fight, and then you want to use the E in team fight. But for example, when you are ganking lane and
Yeah,
you are just a support player
Yeah.
like this guy, then you want to play Braum his way and you just want to cancel the animation so I can gank as the superior
That
jungler.
is true.
I am so happy we're sitting in a meta where Jankos can actually, with a straight face, try to break down a hidden Braum combo. That would never have happened
Jankos has contributed exactly no knowledge to this guide other than get a dog and feed it, and it's
That's
been all
nice, but-
Wadid. But you know what? Best Braum in the world, Jankos.
Yeah.
We're never gonna take that away from you.
It's now perm banned against G2 Esports.
I
We
mean,
never get to play it
It's
again.
the best funnel pick,
And
right?
we can flex it as well.
Oh my god, to top lane for Wonder?
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
I mean, you don't play support.
You don't understand how good this combo is. It revolutionizes every top lane matchup. It's an instant auto win.
Good stuff.
All right, gentlemen. Now we get to the less fun part of this, which is we have to talk about G2 Esports. And the reason it's not fun is you guys got crushed this week.
Crushed.
Absolutely trashed.
If you guys turn around for 1 second, for everyone at home as well, we have this standings board behind us.
Yep.
As you can see, G2 Esports are second place, so you guys are really good. You're at the top. And down at number 9 in the standings, there is a team called Giants.
Yeah.
I think this team is really good, by the way.
Normally, number 2 does not lose to number 9.
Because, 2 is higher than
2 is a lot higher.
higher.
So what happened?
I mean, 9 is a number, that's higher.
I guess that's fair.
Nine's
He
the
got us
Not
there.
always,
Right. So you're going to lose to H2K and to Splice and to Unicorns next? Is that what you're setting us up for?
I mean, we don't know. Maybe in playoffs, the things will turn around and the first will be the last and stuff. Maybe.
But what happened against Giants?
Let's talk about Giants.
My Tam Kench went 0-6.
I mean, well, this is the fun part of it. But on serious note, I really think like every match we lost this split is like we always something happened on draft and it was not like 100% favor in our like draft wise, And then after that also like it's really hard in game to like pull it off to make it, So.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened, but also especially this week, kind of jet lag excuse.
Of course, yeah.
But also, this guy don't know how to control himself, and he was sick for 1 week, and his voice was completely dead, and he's saying that, haha, Wadid Tam Kench, but I don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, I can
Your voice is back now.
I can make up for it, yeah. So basically, the whole excuse starts 2 weeks ago. I mean, really, no joke, okay? So the excuse starts as we leave Europe to Rift Rivals, Hernan gets sick.
Yeah.
Okay.
And since Hernan is sick,
Yeah, he's
yes, when Hernan is sick, we can't really practice efficiently because not only we are in an A, and we play against NA teams, but also
Don't forget
Hernan is
60
sick.
ping, which makes
Yeah.
you terrible.
Yeah, we don't have that. Goddamn, ping doesn't matter because when you play scrims, it doesn't matter. But I mean, yeah, that's one of the excuses. We couldn't play solo queue, and a lot of my teammates are actually tilting. And since I stream a lot, I didn't mind as much because I have high ping anyway. So basically, yeah, I mean, Hernan was sick. We couldn't get good scrims, and we played against NA teams, And the last thing is that we were a bit jet lagged as well. And then, after Rift Rivals, we came back to Europe and I got sick. And then again, we were jet lagged because we just came back from NA. And then I got sick and I was like really dying. And then, yeah.
Let's just double check. You had a hard time saying that because that excuse is like taboo in
It's
esports.
really bad.
Did you say,
I mean, no, it's,
I'm sorry,
okay,
did you say that G2 esports was what, Jankos? Did you say jet lag?
Yeah, I mean, it's only, like I said, it's only excuses. But the last 2 weeks, I feel like we didn't have good enough practice as we normally had.
Yeah.
So that could be one of the reasons why we played worse this week. But also I believe we were not just good enough as well because, when in the game yesterday, I felt like our opponents really bad and we still cannot win. And when we, as the team, rewatched the Misfits game, it also felt like we are not playing that bad, and I can say I lost the game alone when I called to fight Sejuani at the Blue Buff camp, and after they got Nash because my team got kind of baited to fight. But even so, we kind of did everything we could in the situation we had.
With the draft.
With the draft, yeah. But we still should have won that game after we got the inhibitor, After we got the Herald somehow, after like they were a bit too late to Herald after we got the inhibitor, we still should win that game. But it was really difficult on us. And yesterday's game, I felt like the draft was actually not as bad. I felt like the yesterday game was more of our mistakes and us playing bad and not the draft itself because we had pressure, we had good picks. It's just that we just played bad. We made the dumb decisions. It costed our bot lane for deaths pretty much because Damkench had to waste flash to save Luca at some point, and the game was just difficult, And even so, we kind of scrambled, and it was not too bad, and it was even, and then we ran it down. We lost another Nashor, and we lost. So I think we are just bad, or like not bad, but like. I mean, because Wadid is mad because I always say when we lose that we are bad. Because it's true, okay? If you lose, we are bad. Yeah. And I'm not saying we are bad like Giants bad or H2K bad, like the worst team in Europe. But like, we are bad as of like, we are not good enough to be good, Like we still have so much to improve on and we suck this week. And I just want to make sure that everyone knows, you guys know, and you know, and you guys know as well actually, that we suck because we did not win, so we are not good, so we
Okay.
suck, okay? And he
It's
says,
just the best of one, mate.
Okay, so I want to say that, yeah, I agree. I agreed before that we suck when we lose, but right now I feel like we just outdrafted ourselves because, okay, for me, like we are just flexing everything, and then we have so many picks, and then we are having so much
so good, right?
advantage, so much advantage on ban picks every time because opponents have to ban Heimerdinger, Braum, Aatrox every single time because of our good, obviously, which is obvious, and like we are having tons of shit picks because Yarnan plays a lot of AP picks and I play a lot of support picks and Jankos plays a lot, Wonder plays a lot of picks as well. Oh man, like but some like what happened this week and like last week against EchoFox is we just confused what to pick because there's so many picks.
Too many things.
Yes.
Too many pages in his
Yes.
book.
no, no.
I mean that's what actually what I think because like we actually confused what should we pick, what is actually best at this situation.
Right.
There is for sure the best pick at that situation, but we always said, oh yeah, I mean we have a lot of picks, so it's fine. Let's go to the second phase and like we don't know what to pick, you know, like it's so that's why I think we are just not setting up the list. That's why I still think we are just still good, but we are not like clean up to make ourselves rare around.
Right.
When you look at the Giants draft specifically, you talk about second phase, you're waiting, you're saving picks. You guys rounded out with Gragas Trundle, Rumble Gallia. Was there anything that like surprised you there that you didn't take into account or you weren't considering?
I mean, I don't think we were thinking too much about Giants picks. We just thought that our combo overall is good because we kind of got what we wanted to. Even we were kind of surprised that they didn't ban Trundle and they banned, I believe, Sejuani instead of Trundle. So they got us like really strong early game jungle as well. But like I said before, we made a lot of mistakes. Also, we were not used to play with Aatrox in the middle lane. I think it was second time Luca actually played Aatrox. We played the only ones in scrims. So I mean, Luca said he's a good pick, so we trusted him and we set it mid lane, and then we picked the Gragas top lane and Trundle, and I think it was working well, but as you could see, we were not as practiced on it, so the early game was a little bit more difficult, even though they gave us kills mid lane when for some reason Rumble, I really don't know how he lost. Like I'm so confused because yesterday I felt like I cannot believe we are losing to, like it sounds really cocky. It sounds really cocky.
I mean, your top team versus a bottom team.
Yeah, I know. It sounds really bad. I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that I cannot believe or I cannot like understand how we lost because I know how we lost and I know how many mistakes did we do, and I rewatched some of the game and I kind of understand how to fix it and we'll work on it. And it sounds cocky to say, you know, to our direct competitor that they suck and that they should win or like stuff, but I really feel like, you know, I'm kind of disappointed in myself, especially after a Misfits game, and I'm kind of disappointed in us as a team.
Sure.
And we will pick up from that. So just so you guys know, we will for sure like play better.
Yeah, I mean,
And I don't think Giants is like that bad as it sounds because they still, you know like basically is that their macro game is not as good as other teams, but how we played yesterday, we just sucked so much that the macro game didn't matter as much.
There's a lot of sucking here, but there's one thing you said at the start that I actually always find super interesting, and that is, so Aatrox obviously was open. Most teams will say there has to be a perm ban. If you get first pick Aatrox, you know, it's GG. But you guys, because you put in mid lane, didn't have any practice on it. And this is actually something I've seen throughout, you know, many years of League of Legends. When something is so overpowered that it's just considered perm banned in any meta, if it is left open, the team has to first pick it, like because it's open, and then they end up not having practice on it in the role they're playing it in, and it actually ends up not being as effective. So there is a chance that Giants were just outbaiting, outsmarting G2, but I believe in the interview after they actually said, oh, we forgot about Aatrox, and that's why it was open. But the fact you lost with that and actually talk about the draft is really interesting, because I think most teams would consider that already a huge advantage.
I mean, that's kind of true, but what you usually do is you trade like some of games with OP champions with in scrims, you know, like you can say like we open Aatrox this game and you guys play, and then next game we play Aatrox because it's pretty OP, but we cannot actually have a practice because it's permaban in solo queue as well. So like we kind of trade sometimes.
So there is some practice on it.
Yeah.
Just not mid lane, only one game for perks.
Yeah, maybe would have been better in the hands of Wonder. Maybe
He did well in the Rift Rivals.
pivoted the draft. You guys did ban a ton of mid laners in second phase, so maybe there's an opportunity there. But you said yourself, like there's some room to improve the draft.
It's best of
yeah,
one.
we also banned a lot of mid laners because we already knew that Aatrox is going the
Yeah,
lane
yeah.
path, so we just wanted to.
And also, I mean, Nocturne is a similarly strong
Yeah.
pick, so you guys still did the trade. A quote that I heard this week, it's my favorite, it's my new favorite quote, is there's nothing more OP than red side Nocturne, because if a team is stupid enough to give you Nocturne on red side, you've already won the game. Now usually, I mean, they traded for Aatrox, so it's not as potent in this situation, but it's now my favorite thing to say anytime there's an OP pick.
It is interesting though how G2 Esports started 6-0, won 3 games at Rift Rivals, so they were 9-0. We were already talking about how this team, no one can beat them.
Unstoppable, best funnel
Unstoppable.
team, solid in the regular comps too.
And
play whatever
then,
they want.
after losing to a North American team
Truly.
in the final,
Yeah.
so actually having to rely on Splice to be one of the heroes, that team right there from Jankos' shirt,
Yeah.
they go on a 3-game losing streak. That really hurts. And we got the excuses. I liked them. We had jet lag, Jan sick, Jankos
a lot of
sick.
excuses.
Do you have more?
Yeah, we also screamed Fnatic this week,
Yeah.
and Fnatic was jet lag too.
Ah, so you had bad
and we had
scrims.
and only 3 days of scrims, but 2 days we screamed Fnatic, so they were like kind of like tired too. So and I was sick. A lot of excuses.
This is probably the first time screaming Fnatic is an excuse for losing.
Guys, we're
Yeah.
screaming fanatics. I don't know what you expect, man.
The sad point is excuse, yeah, sure, but it's true. So it's.
I mean, we
really
just have fun
sad,
with
you
it
know?
now.
Like, it's
Yeah,
really
I
sad.
mean,
So fun
it
with-
doesn't change the fact that
Yeah.
we suck.
You lost. Don't worry. You
Yeah,
got
no,
another
it's all
week.
good, all good. It's not.
Next week is better.
So there's a few things that I think came up as G2 was starting to rise in the standings. Things that a lot of people said, and I kind of want to revisit some of these concepts. And it's one of the big ones is G2's success was so much about funneling and just abusing funneling as a strategy, and so much about the current meta and the fact that while Hjarnan has struggled in the past on AD carries, this meta where he plays mages makes him look so good. Do you guys feel like the reason you're so good right now is improvement as a team, or do you feel like the meta is also playing this like big factor, this 8.11 patch, 8.13, etc., to like boost you guys up even further than you are?
I mean, I think the first weeks were for sure in our favor because we learned the gold funnel pretty quickly, and teams didn't know exactly what to do against it. So that Hjarnan is a player that would play a lot of AP champions, like even Heimerdonger became OP because of him. And, you know, I guess it was in our favor in draft a lot of times. Like what it said, we play a lot of free picks, especially on top and bot lane. So we just kind of chose whatever we thought was good and we played it and it worked out. And now, after like teams caught up and we had the 2 weeks of excuses,
Yeah, of course.
then the teams caught up and now the gold funneling is a little bit more difficult because the teams actually know how to play against it. And I personally think we drafted like also not as great against Echo Fox, but they also had a really good idea how to play against gold funneling, and that was a really good experience game for us to actually like witness how can we lose the game. And then against Misfits, for example, you know, they banned Braum and first pick Rakan, so there was like, I mean, we could maybe still play gold funneling, other strat, but there's, I will not talk about it because maybe we'll leave it for another team. And then, you know, the Giants game where we just played standard, but we were still not as comfortable with, like, for example, Aatrox mid, even though like Luka was 100% certain he wants to play it. Maybe us as a team didn't have enough practice on it mid lane as we will have it on top lane. So I personally think that for sure there is like, the stuff that we'll focus on this week will be mainly macro game and mainly how do we play the game as a team instead of still trying to look out for new picks and instead of still learning new combos on bot lane or top lane. We'll just focus on what we have now and how can we actually become better as a team and just better macro game and kind of similar style to Misfits where you kind of know what they will pick, but they are still playing really, really good no matter which game.
Cool.
Best team in Europe.
I mean, I kind of disagree on second part, which is Yarna was not comfort on AD champions, because I personally think we just proved as a team how to play on both sides and just run as a team. And then that's why we actually performed well at the spring split playoffs, not the finals. But also still like Yarna was performing really well on ADCs, but like people are still making like Yarna can only play APs, which is quite annoying for me because he actually showed up with his Jhin and Jinx
Jhin was
and
good,
a
yeah.
lot of like good ADCs. So I really disagree on that one, but I really agree on the first one, which is we just proved a lot as a team, how to play how to just play a game as a team.
Do you feel like G2's gotten better at understanding how to use Hjarnan? Because there was that period in the time where you guys were losing a lot of games, where he was jammed on Varus every single game, and it really never looked like a great pick for him.
I think just to add into, I think the question around Hjarnan specifically, I don't think it's he can't play AD carries. It was more if you had to do a ranking of the best bot lane carries, the players in Europe, and you had to do the spring split meta, playoffs meta, and the current meta. Hjarnan on majors is a lot better than almost any AD carry in Europe. So you would probably put him very high on the list right now.
I would actually put Yarnan on first, and then I mean I should accept that the Reckless won the finals with 2 pentakills, so I could put the Reckless on first, but
If it was the old meta, you would put Reckless.
yeah, but the second on Yarnan for sure.
You put Hjarnan second in that one as well. I think because that's where I think Hansama, I think Kobe of course had a good split. Like, there was a lot of Sheriff towards the end. There was a lot of AD carries where it felt like in the late game they had more impact, but obviously G2 almost never played around bot lane last split. It was a lot about Wonder on a carry, perks on something where he could maybe Zoe or things like that. So there wasn't. That's why the Varus thing probably happened.
I mean,
also
also it was Ragewood meta. Varus was a good pick, and you guys were playing utility carries. And Varus was the pick that like you jammed a lot, that looked rough. But you're right. Like when you guys started switching to Jhin,
Jhin was great.
things looked really a lot better. So that's why I wanted to know: do you feel like as a team that G2 is just now better at enabling your bot lane in general, not just for mage picks, not just because of the meta, but understanding like what value you actually get from Hjarnan as a player?
I mean, it also helps a lot because AP mages is way more easier to pull off something because it's way more stronger than normal ADCs early on. So it's way more easy to pull off. And also, like we learned a lot from like last split as well. Like we realized that sometimes we need to play on both sides because sometimes there's all like that. So we just talked about how to play on both sides, and then we talked about a lot. So I think we improved a lot about that one.
Cool.
I mean, yeah, it has looked a lot better. I think everyone's still curious to see like if we ever get back to that 80 carry point, what every team looks like. G2 is definitely on that list.
I personally think it will make G2 weaker compared to the other top team. Not the other top teams, compared to Fnatic, because Reckless is back then, which is gonna be the big ace they have.
And of course, the theoretical peak Reckless, right? That's
peak Reckless. I think Misfits versus G2 will actually be close no matter what. Don't care what meta it is, AP meta, AD meta in bot lane. I think you and Misfits are going to be super even. I'm actually really hoping that's going to be one of our BO5s in playoffs. I don't care if it's the final or the semi-final.
Or the third, fourth place.
Or the third, fourth place, of course, could be. I just think like it feels right now like we have G2 because of how well you did in spring, your top team again. Like I'm looking at teams that can make top 4 this split, and like everyone is saying Fnatic, Vitality, G2, and Misfits. Like it's almost locked in place already.
Yeah.
You guys agree with that at all?
I mean, I think personally, G2, Fnatic, and Misfits for sure will be in playoffs because it looks like those teams are like one of the stronger ones. I think Vitality will be probably in playoffs because they do win a lot.
Yeah.
But I feel like always when we talk about those teams, Vitality is like the 4th team.
Yeah. Trying to hang on.
And I'm not going to talk more about it because I play them next week. So, I mean, I could again say that I don't feel like Vitality micro game is always as crisp as it should be. I think they're a really good team and they have good team fights. But when yesterday, for example, they played against Misfits, it looked like every fight Misfits was just straight up played it way better than Vitality would, and Julius would like fly in and just die a lot of times. So I'm not saying his Nocturne is bad. I'm just saying that Misfits are just for sure looking like the best team. But also a question I wanted to ask you is that, you know, we are talking about Misfits and they're the best team. But when you play against Misfits, they are also the easiest team to draft against.
Yeah,
because
that is
you
true.
know what they will pick
You know,
every
yeah,
roll.
yeah.
But you see, when you look at the board right there, you have Misfits as the first team, Fnatic as the third team.
Yeah.
But Fnatic chose to sub and Bepo instead of Reckless, even though, as you could see, AD carries can still be really successful because Hansama is playing only ADs, and I don't know if he can play any of the AP carries, but so far in the 8 games he played, he was playing only ADs, Lucian, Kai'Sa, Ezreal, Draven, Varus, you know. So all of those ADs are available. Maybe it's not Caitlyn, maybe it's not Tristana, that our gentleman over there would like to play. But I still think AD carry meta right now is you know, possible. It's good to play it.
Yeah,
and
it's possible.
Also in LCK we see a lot of ADs. It's like
Definitely.
50-50, you
Trey's
know.
playing Varus now, baby.
Yeah, people playing Ashe even. Ashe in this meta where you can play Nocturne. I mean, Nocturne is permaban, so maybe you can't play it. But I feel like AD carries are still like maybe a little bit forgotten in Europe because I feel like most of the teams, except for Giants and the Misfits, are focusing on like AP picks, and Steelback and Hansama are playing pretty much on AD picks. And for sure, I agree that it gives you advantage in draft when you're Fnatic and you can flex your top lane to bot lane playing Heimer, but your bot lane to top lane playing like carry, and then Saz plays like Heimer or plays something else. So it's really, you know, it favors them in draft, and I don't think their problems are because of Reckless not being there. I think it's a macro game, just mistakes. And no matter who would play, if it's Reckless or if it's Bepo, the results could be similar. And they would still probably not be as good as Misfits are right now, for example. But I also think that if Fnatic wants to play with Reckless, or, you know, if they would just kind of play this still style of like Reckless being the carry, I think that's possible, you know. So I don't think like, you know, because people are crying a lot about like Reckless not being able to play, but I don't think it's true, you know. I think that they made a conscious decision as a team that it's just better to like.
I think everyone agrees that Fnatic as a team made the right choice right now.
I mean, maybe not.
I mean, it's probably someone out there.
Maybe not the right choice, but like they just did it.
They made a choice. It made sense.
Yeah, it made sense.
It's not the worst choice at the end of the day. Like things are still working out pretty well for Fnatic, all things considered. When like people are like, oh, Bwipo in the bot lane, like this dude played playoffs and MSI, and that's like pretty much all of the pro experience he had before coming into this split. And
Just lost one of the best players in Europe. That's the whole problem.
I agree. But like the fact that they're even holding on to a spot in the top, and we still consider them a top team, even with Reckless not in the picture, is like it's pretty impressive both for Bwipo and for Fnatic that this has worked out so well. Because this totally could have been terrible. Bwipo could have sucked bot lane. Like, there is no reason that you would have expected this guy to be.
I mean,
great.
he talked about what he had to learn about minion waves. You know, yesterday in the post-game lobby. Say yesterday, we don't know when this is getting released, but during the Saturday show, he talked about how he had to learn that, you know, freezing a wave in the bot lane is not very smart because then you get killed by 4 people very quickly, or the enemy support.
In your game, which was great when that Nocturne came by.
Or the enemy support goes mid lane and kills your mid laner, and then, you know, everything just kind of falls apart. So you had to learn that kind of stuff. But you know, the whole discussion started around the top 4 teams. What are going to be the ones? We never got your opinion. Like Jankos said, Vitality would be the one to drop out if any team had to get out of the current top 4. Do you agree?
I personally think Vitality would be for sure in the playoffs because I personally think their bot lane improved a lot. Like even before, they were really good. Like they were like considering like top bot lane, but even right now, they're way more good right now. So I don't know. I personally think their jungle and mid get worse a bit, but still they have improved bot lane. So I think they still the top 4 for sure.
And when just to clarify, because people keep talking about Vitality, is it top 3, and then Vitality's down here at number 4? Is there a big gap between top 3, or is it top 2 and there's a gap between Fnatic? How do you look at it in terms of actual divide between the teams?
I personally think that Fnatic and basically all the teams, all the 4 teams are kind of close. I mean, even in yesterday's games, we could see that Vitality played a really even game against Misfits, and you know they made probably one mistake. I couldn't see the whole game because we had like a team talk, so I'm not sure what lost the game. but like the game was kind of close. I saw 2 Infernals for Vitality as well. They were just like losing fights, and probably at some point they just lost one fight that just cost them the
Stopwatches,
match.
hourglass.
Yeah, I
they
mean-
couldn't get to the right targets, and it was
Exactly.
It was really rough.
And then we had Misfits against G2. Let's
It was very
skip
close.
the Giant game. Yeah, skip
yeah.
Giants game. Like we had the Misfits against G2, and it was like kind of close. Even though we would say that the draft was not good for us, the game was still kind of close. But maybe the draft was not as bad as we think, for example. So personally, I think the top 4 teams are kind of close, even like including Vitality being one of the best teams right now. So
That's
pretty
good.
excited for playoffs.
So the last thing I want to challenge you guys on is I want you guys to predict which of the remaining teams will join the top 4 teams in playoffs. Because we have,
I really need to turn my
right
brain
now, we have Rocket, Schalke tied for 5th place, Unicorns of Love Splice tied for 7th, 1 win behind the other 2 teams, and then Giants and H2K down the bottom. I think we can safely remove H2K from this one.
If they want to,
If you want to say H2K, sure, but let's just assume they're probably not going to make it. There's a bunch of other
Still
teams.
adapting to them. Cut 'em some slack.
It's true, it's true.
One thing I can sure about it is Schalke will be in the playoff.
Schalke will be in playoffs. You're saying that 100% for sure.
Yeah, and the Rocket will be out of the playoff.
Rocket out of playoffs.
Yeah, you
Schalke
hate Rocket. You were in
playoffs.
Rocket. You hate.
I mean, I kind of like, I can see it, you know, because UOL is playing really good right now, like nowadays, and then Splice as well. So I cannot see like how Rocket can like play against them.
Wait,
Yeah,
so,
I kind of agree about Rocket. part.
Interesting.
so okay, look. So if Rocket falls and Schalke's in, there's a spot open. Unicorns of Love or Splice, who gets that slot? Or Giants? If you're
I'm not
I
sure
think
about that.
Splice will. I think for sure Splice will be in playoffs as well.
I'm
I
not sure
personally
about
think
that.
they improved a lot over the past 2 weeks, and even though they lost yesterday against Rocket, actually
Against Schalke.
against Schalke.
They were distracted by their really sexy cheerleader.
Oh, that is true. Yeah.
That's why they didn't.
I couldn't focus. On
Yeah.
And jet lag as well.
And jet lag.
So yeah, I mean, but they won the previous day against Fnatic.
Stomped Fnatic.
Stomp Fnatic, and Zeze was like pooping off,
Yep.
popping.
He was pooping off everywhere.
He was popping off on
Yeah.
the middle, so I'm really excited about Splice because I think they will like still make it to playoffs, and they were like top 3 team in the end last split. So I think they can be good enough to like be in playoffs and like secure maybe one of the highest seeds again. About the 6th team though, or 5th team, I'm not sure. I'm not sure who is like the best out of
You're
the
not saying Schalke
Unicorns.
100%.
I'm not saying Schalke 100%, but I'm saying Rocket not being in playoffs.
So you.
Why
both
do you
agree-
guys not like Rocket?
Rocket?
Because personally, I think the Unicorns and Splice did more over the course of the past 2-3 weeks. I felt like since the playoffs, yes, the split started, I feel like those 2 teams improved a lot.
There you go.
Yeah.
So we can see Wadid still.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Carry on.
Yeah, I mean,
Carry on.
yeah. So basically, I think that those 2 teams improved a lot, and Rocket didn't improve as much, and then Schalke is a question mark for me. I really don't know.
I think from Rocket, one more player should pop off, except Memento, because you cannot carry, you cannot beat team with only one carry. Like it's not possible. Like you need to be like you need one more carry on your team.
Okay. I really need to add something. I just cannot believe what. Okay, I agree with him. You cannot. Oh my God. Okay, so this is so weird for me because I mean maybe it's just assumption, right? But we have all this meme that Rocket has one carry and the one carry is the jungler, and I just can't believe it, and I really hope Memento doesn't believe it either, because he played Olaf in spring split playoffs against Vitality or against Splice, and he went warrior on Olaf.
I mean,
And in that situation, I was thinking, oh, Memento has to carry, he has to go full AD Olaf, and he will get one shot by everyone, especially against Trundle with Trundle will just destroy him. So I was wondering if it's because he really wants to carry, so he goes AD, so he can actually like duel people, he can kill people, he can carry the team. And also he played Hecarim against me when I was playing Trundle the first week.
Wadid disagrees a lot, but carry on.
Yeah.
Carry on.
I don't care. So the first week, like when we played, he played Hecarim, I played Trundle, and I think the matchup is unplayable for Hecarim, and they lost the game really fast. And then this week we'll play them again, so I'm excited for the matchup. And I think Memento is a good player, a good jungler for sure. But I think that believing that Rocket has one carry, and that the only person who can actually like carry and play well is Memento, it's not true. And I really hope they don't have this in mind, that Memento has to like be that he has to 1v9 the game.
So-
because I believe that their mid, top, and bot lane either they are too bad and they have to step up because the team cannot have one carry, and if they believe it, they are not so smart. Either I don't know what the fuck. I just
want to clarify something. So, do you think that Memento is the best player right now, though, on their team, best performing player?
Yeah. Okay, so I believe so. Yes.
Yes, but you think that they shouldn't have that mentality. They shouldn't be like, it's all on you, Memento.
They need a mid lane and top lane.
Yeah, like basically, I think Memento should some games be able to fall back and play Sejuani, and his team should still be fine to play like carry, mid top. And Memento should play around them, and not everyone playing around Memento.
They tried that in the Saturday game.
And they lost.
It went really poorly. Yeah. But anyway,
that's why they are not going to playoffs.
All right.
That's it.
Rocket aren't making it
That's
out.
what I said, yeah.
Rockets out of playoffs, basically. Confirmed on the EUphoria
Confirmed
podcast.
by
Yeah.
G2.
I mean, I just said that, and they have.
Okay, but I have to
only
explain the meme.
Memento.
Okay, because this meme just I have to explain
no,
it.
I mean,
because
it's not meme.
maybe you're right. No, it's not meme, but it's kind of meme.
No,
because
it's not.
people say, okay, it's fine.
Okay, so he's playing whatever he wants because he needs to carry, and you're playing Braum, so you're just like. Yeah. I'm pretty sure of it because Memento always.
I'm not.
Sit your ass down.
It's like jungler ego. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty sad to him as well because he's like he can just feel the pressure, And then, like
exactly.
He's playing
So, yeah.
like even weird pick like Hecarim. It doesn't make sense at all.
And he puts this pressure on himself.
Yeah,
I believe it at least. That's why he played
yeah.
Olaf with Warrior and Hecarim against him.
Look
because
at
he's
this
like
guy.
he's putting the pressure on him that he has to carry.
Yeah, and look.
And what is that? Look at me. I can run it down at 100 and still almost win the game.
I mean, no. What I'm saying is like he's playing Braum, and we still win really easily. That's how the
You
team
are
works.
a better overall team.
Yeah, that's
for
how the
sure.
team works.
It's true.
If ball lane has to carry, we carry with Heimerdonger, and then our mid lane has to carry, or maybe it's pretty like normal, I guess, and Wonder carry, and Jankos carry. Sometimes Jankos plays Braum, So it's like overall we can adapt to every play style, and then it sounds like really fine. But for Rocket, I don't see that well from damage dealers. I still think North Korea is a really good player, but it's all about damage dealers.
Yeah. Definitely been a lot of inconsistent performances from there. But
Very interesting, though. Very interesting.
I mean, I'm curious to see. Rocket scraped into playoffs.
Also, we did believing Schalke 100%. That is a.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm with you on the Schalke one. Not 100%, but I'm with you on it.
But that's like.
I mean, you're not even with them. You're like, Schalke couldn't make
No.
playoffs. Maybe. I agree that they could potentially do it.
80% chance of Schalke being top 6.
And for
No,
me,
but you have to go all on it.
Yeah.
Fine, all in. We're in Schalke. We're in Schalke, baby.
And
I
for
love it.
me, sometimes I can see the future. Sometimes, like I can feel it. Like I don't know why, but I can.
So
Sometimes
are we
feel it.
winning Summer Split?
Yeah, for sure.
Also for sure. There's a lot of for sures here.
If this does not become a meme, every time Wadid makes an outplay or dies, he's like, damn, we didn't see the future.
It's kind of true. I didn't see the future. Like
So it's like opposite of Faker, because Faker says like, I got them, and then Wadid will say like, sucks, guys.
So I
and then like, nothing happened, sorry, guys. And then 2 minutes after Wadid dies.
well,
But that's going to be useful. You play against Fnatic and they randomly Baron at 20 minutes.
Yeah,
and he's
yeah,
like,
but wait a
Wadid's
minute.
like, I have seen. You guys are in the pit waiting for them when they blast cone over.
like every time before I play well, like I can see what I will play this team fight. Like I can imagine train before the team fight. Okay, this team fight I only need to focus on this, and it's really easy. But sometimes I really cannot see it. For example, Giants game, they had Alistar, Nocturne, Rumble, and I don't know what else, Galio as well.
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
I was like, okay, I have Mercs and QS, but still like, okay, so good luck, guys. Like I couldn't see the future.
Sadly. Nocturne is the counter to Wadid's
Darkness
vision.
baby. Works out. Gentlemen, one final game. We haven't played this game in a while. Officially, I thought this is a week we can bring it back. Quickfire predictions. We used to call it Quickshots. We'll still call it Quickshots. We'll put a picture
Fine.
of Quickshot's face on the screen if you're on YouTube. If not, imagine a picture of Quickshot's face appearing.
What a pretty face.
Pretty face. All right, guys.
You remember the game?
Yeah, I played it.
So, Wadid, how this works for reference, and for anyone who hasn't seen this, I'm going to go through all 10 matches next week. I'm going to say the match, I'm going to say go, and when I say go, you have to tell me who wins as quick as you can.
Instantly.
There's only Wadid.
What team?
No, it's both you. All three of you are
Both.
playing.
Which team will win the match? You just instantly have to say it, and he goes to next game, and it goes
Really
quick.
fast.
yeah.
Real fast.
And then we will put it up on social media, and we will laugh at you if you're wrong.
It'll also go a little slower today because I have to write down 3 results. But So think about it.
Oh yeah, you're looking at the standings now.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
I don't need the
guys ready?
standings. I don't need the standings.
All right, you guys good to go.
Yeah.
I'm actually.
But I
kinda
love
good
the
at-
cups. Euphoria.
Yeah? You can buy one, cost $200. Just give me the money.
I would just drink from it and I would just, so good. $200.
Very expensive cups.
We're making a new line of exclusive Euphoria merch called Stuff Deficio Steals from the Studio and resells on
We
eBay.
might have to keep that belt, by the way. We can probably sell that as well.
Well, I can keep it for 1 week.
All right, fine. Next week, then
Yeah,
we
next
have to
week
get
as
it.
well.
Good.
No, you can't take the champion.
Why
Stop
not?
taking the. He earned the championship. though.
I'm just
Okay.
like letting here a bit for my branding as well.
It's
so-
smart branding.
We got to get a picture of your face. To
Do you have
the
a belt
side.
on, Jankos?
Yeah, I do.
You should take it off and put it on the table as well.
Do I do
Oh, wait, it's time for quick
Yes,
shots.
yes, quick shots.
You're getting weird. Let's get through this.
Let's go.
All right. HUK versus Schalke. Go.
Schalke.
Sharky.
Schalke.
You gotta be a little bit faster.
No, but okay.
You thought about it
Okay, I
for a
was still
moment.
thinking about the bell.
Okay. Rockhead versus Misfits. Go.
Misfits. Oh, it's a rocket! He said rocket! He said rocket!
You told me I had to be fast.
Yeah, he said
no,
rocket.
no, it's misfits.
He said rocket.
He said Rockhead. We're holding you to that, dude.
That's the point of it.
Okay, everyone else said Misfits. All right. Ready? You good?
Yeah. Okay,
Deep breath.
I'm 100%
Ready?
focused now.
Splice versus Giants. Go.
Slice.
Okay,
right,
easy.
easy.
Resounding success
Damn,
there.
they're gonna lose now.
Yeah.
UOL Fnatic. Go.
Fnatic.
Fanatic.
Okay, boring.
All right. Vitality versus G2.
Vitality.
Go.
G2.
What? I said you have to wait for go.
Oh, sorry.
Nice.
Jumping
Good
fast.
originality.
Wait, I'm the only one saying Vitality? How?
I mean, I said it's
You guys
G2,
are so
right?
biased.
It's G2. What?
So biased.
They're
Yeah, I
G2
mean-
players. Why wouldn't they?
I was about to say Vitality, and then I heard, and then I heard G2, and I was like, maybe I play in this team.
I had to go Vitality there, baby. We gotta go against them.
All right. Splice Vitality. Go.
Vitality.
Splice.
Ooh. Actually, it's not bad.
Did I make a mistake again?
No,
Yeah, I
that's
mean-
less of a mistake.
I mean, it's your choice. It's not about me.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, worst case scenario, what happens? I lose
we
mean-
get to spank you
with my belt.
with your belt.
Yeah.
No. Stop.
I like.
What are you doing?
I'm up for it.
Okay.
Okay, what did we just do? Splice. Giants versus H2K.
Giants.
Giants.
Yeah, I don't think it's.
I actually think H2K, if I can change my prediction right now.
You know what?
Just
sure.
to make it
if
more
you want to
spicy,
do
and I
that.
think H2K is, yeah.
Yeah, all right. This is the
Okay.
only time I allow a change is when you want
Oh,
to put
okay,
a
because now I can do that.
Yeah,
right?
because
first
you're
one,
now,
like,
now,
first
now
one,
you want to
right.
embarrass yourself. I'll give you the opportunity to do that. We're not going to take that away from you, bud. Schalke versus Unicorns. Go.
Schalke.
Unicorns.
Okay.
I'm predicting the upset there.
Well, you just said that they were in playoffs, 80%.
Yeah, they won't be impressed with like 15 wins or something. They'll only get like what? 9 wins.
Yeah, all right. So 2 votes for Schalke, 1 vote for Unicorns. And next one, Rocket versus G2. Go.
G2, boo.
Oh, boo. All right, last one, boys.
It would actually be fun if you lost after you guys just said Rocket will not make playoffs.
Yeah, and I also said like,
You
that
said the
it's not
strategy was
very-
bad. Oh my god.
I didn't say Memento is bad. I didn't say
No, the
that.
strategy was bad.
Yeah, I still hold on.
Final game, boys. Misfits versus Fnatic. Go.
Misfits.
Misfits.
I really think Fanatic, and this time I did not make a mistake.
Okay. We got a few different ones.
Gentlemen,
We need a bet.
we need a bet. We have one.
We do.
We thought of it before the show went live.
These guys were very excited about it.
Okay, so here's the deal. Fnatic versus Misfits is our match of the week. It's a hype matchup. Everyone's excited about it. Jankos voted Fnatic. I'm going to side with Jankos. I'm going to say Fnatic. They're going to bring it back. Maybe it's because we see the return of the kid, the man who we have on the back wall.
I think this is a secret weapon for playoffs. I think he will come back like Uzi will come back. because-
Game 5 of the final, they're like, bam, he's reckless. Yeah,
Can
Uzi's out with
Can you imagine
injuries.
he doesn't play any regular season games? They like barely get semifinal bye. You go up in semifinal, and it's like, guys, Reckless is starting. You like look at your draft prep and you go, you just cry. You just like.
The thing is, they will know because they're gonna read the patch notes before playoffs.
Oh,
If
yeah.
it says buffs to crit 80 carries, they're like, oh, Reckless is gonna play.
I mean, the guy who writes the patch note will really, literally write, come back Reckless.
Please, this is for you. All right, so Fnatic versus Misfits, match of the week. It's on Saturday, the last game of the
Yes.
day.
And so immediately after that, you guys on the side of Misfits, me and Jankos on the side of Fnatic, we
We got Misfits.
will record and release as quick as we can a breakdown from the losers for match of the week. Now, what makes this breakdown special is that before you give us an in-depth analytical breakdown, the two who lose. You will eat the hottest, spiciest
Not the
food
hottest.
we can find.
Just
I mean, you were so sure about Misfits winning, right? I mean, come on, the hottest, spiciest food.
We'll find the spiciest, short of the stuff that will actually kill you, like
Not
ghost
the
peppers
stuff that
or
won't
whatever,
kill you,
but like,
yeah.
we will get the hottest pepper. It's also Germany, so it's gonna be hard to find hot food, but we will get the spiciest food you can find. You will eat it. You'll have water, but no milk, no outs, and you will have to go through
But that's, yeah, you should.
And you have to break down the game.
for I'm gonna say 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Minimum. 5-minute breakdown.
Wow. I was gonna say 2 minute breakdown. Fair enough.
3-minute breakdown. I have no idea how hard.
Okay,
it's
I
gonna be.
think
I
three
shouldn't
minutes.
say.
think
I
it's
should
very
not
hard.
say so
Say
confident.
minimum 2 minutes.
Minimum
I think
2-minute
3
breakdown.
minutes. Let's make it 3.
Minimum 3 minutes.
2.5. Okay, 3 minutes.
So,
It's fine.
loser has the hot pepper match of the week breakdown. 3 minutes.
Are we doing hot pepper or are we
Or
doing
hot,
like?
It'll be hot
like
food. We'll do hot
so-
food.
Spicy
yeah,
food.
It's like something really spicy. Like really, I just
It could
want
be
to-
wings. It could be food. We'll figure out the hot food
Yeah,
later.
I hope.
Oh,
food.
please.
That'd
We
be
did.
so
We
insane.
cannot lose this.
For context, Martin has the weakest stomach of all time, and will be destroyed for literal days after this.
Oh, God. Yeah, that's gonna be the worst one. Is actually the day after.
I really hope Misfits is watching and we'll be like, hey, maybe it's worth it.
No.
Just one game.
Well,
And we record it right after the game is over.
We do. We will. We'll do our best to figure it out. We're going to release it as quickly as possible
Yeah.
afterwards.
Cool.
It will not be live on broadcast. We will record it on this set or some set that's not broadcast.
Great set.
But tune in, Twitter, wherever. Thank you guys for joining us. Wadid, Jankos, you guys are both streaming, right? You guys want to promote that a little bit? Because you just talked about this Braum combo and you pantomimed it, and I figured you could show it on stream. You could show it on stream.
And you can do it with Imp. People want
I'm not
watch
going to
that.
play support on stream. I'm not going to show it on stream.
Okay.
I still don't.
Do you still stream a lot?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
I do stream.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a break because of all the excuses.
Right.
I mean, I was sick and stuff, and I was in America, so I didn't stream
But
often.
do you stream in Polish?
Yeah, I do stream in Polish. I was thinking about, trying to stream a little bit more in English, but it's not going too easy yet. So maybe in the future.
Maybe.
I always say that since 2 years or 3 years.
I don't know. You digging the Polish streams. Wadid stream in English. High quality gameplay. Check those guys out.
Oh yeah, I've seen with these streams. Good.
I'm only playing Pike, so you can enjoy some stream
And
for
show us the
sure,
Braum
yeah.
combo one time on stream.
Yeah, we need
Put-
Braum combo one. time.
Okay.
Clip it.
You should
put
clip it
your-
on Twitter.
Clip it. Put it on Twitter so
Okay.
people can see it because it's cool
Sure.
and people want to try that. I
But then
guarantee.
opposite supporters will learn. But no one is playing Braum right now.
But they can just listen to the
You guys
podcast.
already revealed.
You
Yeah,
just
but-
revealed the thing.
yeah, it's.
I'm gonna go home and do it right now.
All right.
Oh.
So there you go. We have our bets. We have our quickfire predictions. We'll post those. You guys can keep up to see who got it right, who got it wrong, and if Jankos was literally trolling when he predicted Rockhat in that second one versus Misfits.
After saying they would not make sense.
Oh my god.
Will he collapse under the pressure in game or just in predictions? You'll find out this
Yep.
week on the LCS. It's going to start on Friday, go through to Saturday for our match of the week. Misfits versus Fnatic. Excited for that one. Thank you for watching. This has been episode 5. Yes, season 2, episode 5 of the EUphoria podcast.
Hate the bet.